So, welcome to Mums Get Fit Retreat, how to get your body back and feel sexy again after kids. This is the free online event specifically for the busy mum who wants to lose weight, tone up, and feel more confident in herself and her body by eating better, losing weight, and working on her mindset. I am your host, Jessica Marie, and today we have a very special guest with us, Justine Switalla, who is a health and fitness influencer, personal trainer, and Les Mills fitness presenter. She is featured in the media multiple times as a TV presenter and fitness expert. She's also helped Oxygen Magazine, being the ambassador of Oxygen Magazine and a contributor, and being the guest speaker on 3AW. She is also a keynote speaker, model, and has been a multiple magazine cover girl model. Justine is passionate about holistic health, and her purpose is to empower women with the knowledge and support and tools they need to become the best versions of themselves. And her sole purpose is to serve the women who are ready to dive in, who are sick of being lost, stressed, overweight, and unhappy. Welcome, Justine. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's exciting. I'm so glad to be here and to be able to speak to you and share these amazing messages with mums.
Yay, you're so welcome. So Justine, tell me a bit about where you started and why you do what you do.
Yeah, right. Well, I've been in the fitness and wellness and health space for over 15 years now. So I originally got into it when I moved to Melbourne. I've always had a flair for sport as a young child. So when I fell into the fitness space, it just felt like home to me. I loved the group exercise, group fitness. That led me to the personal training. That led me to a lot of opportunities when I was in Australia. I'm currently back in New Zealand now, living here. So and then once I had my son, I moved into the online space because obviously I was quite restricted with what I could do. And that's when I created my first online program, Fit Healthy Mums, and started doing the whole online thing, working from home and being a bit of an entrepreneur and building a bit of a mum following and a following around women who want to be inspired to live healthier, live balanced. I mean, that term gets thrown around a lot, but I try and educate and empower and keep things real with women and with mums especially, because it is quite challenging. And, I'm 41 now and I've got baby number 2 on the way. So I'm about to step into a new space with more children and being more busy. But for me, it's all about creating the habits and the foundations for me, and my health and my mindset are there. And that's what I try and encourage other women and mums to work on to better themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. You're incredible and it's super exciting about your news. So why would you say self-care is so important for the busy mum?
I just think because as women, we're nurturers, we're givers, and it's in our nature to help everyone around us, which is a beautiful trait, and it's something that we need to honour. But it's also a downfall is that we do put ourselves on the bottom of the to-do list, and we think that spending time working on ourselves, whether it be in the gym or some going for a walk, doing a yoga class, having a massage, doing anything for ourselves is selfish, or we feel guilty, or we preach that I don't have enough time, which I hear a lot. So I believe that if you put yourself first, your needs first, your emotional, mental health, your physical health, it creates a better space for not only yourself, but for everyone around you. So you're a calmer parent, you're a better partner to your partner. You might be better at work because you're more focused. And it's just this constant flow of giving back to yourself to give out to other, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And I know that term gets thrown around a lot, but if we do prioritize our health and our wellness, and focus on that, everything else is more manageable. It's just a no-brainer. But unfortunately, that gets tipped on its head, and women are burnt out, exhausted, overwhelmed, tired, stressed, unhappy, and there's a lot of anxiety and overwhelm and depression, and it's rampant, especially among mums, because there's a lot of pressure from outside of ourselves, and that can come from work, from home, from the kids, from the relationships we're in, etc. So prioritizing your needs and your health and your mindset it's a priority. It has to become a priority, and that's a big message that I try and preach to my clients and to the women that follow me.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. It's just so important to be able to look after yourself first. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I know you really like this saying, and so do I, that less is more. And when it comes to fitness, why would you say that less is more?
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all been there. I've definitely overtrained and thrown myself into many aspects of, being fit and working out. But the balance was completely wrong, because overtraining or overdoing anything isn't good for our hormones. It's not good for our stress levels. So less is more around. I like that phrase, because we don't need to do more to be more. What we're doing is enough. And it's about 3 to 4 times a week moving your body, nourishing your body with healthy food, and giving yourself that downtime and that self-care, rather than thinking that you need to exercise 2 hours a day and starve yourself. That's not going to lead to a healthy outcome, a healthy mindset, a healthy relationship with yourself, with your body. So, a lot of women that I've coached over the years undereat and over exercise, so they're exhausted. And you get to a point of being burnt out and feeling burnt out and exhausted. And if you're dragging your feet into the gym or to your next workout, I can't be bothered. Do you honestly think that that's a good sign that you're healthy and that you've got energy to burn? Because clearly you don't. So I find, using that as a way of gauging, listen to your body. If it's speaking to you and it's in pain and it's saying don't exercise or have a day off, and we become so headstrong and away from our heart center that we're like, nope, I must go to the gym because I've got to burn calories and that's going to be the best thing for me, when honoring yourself and your body is actually the best thing. And I learned, funnily enough, after I had Leo, my son, who's now 7, but pregnancy and my postpartum journey taught me that less is more, because before that I was overdoing it, and I structured my training. I only had a certain amount of time to get my workouts in. I was a busy mum, and I had to make that a priority, and I scheduled in those workouts, and I was like, wow, I'm actually doing less and I'm feeling great. I've got energy. My body's responding to the training. And, so it was just this light bulb moment. I was like, oh my gosh. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have more energy for mum life, and that you're not just absolutely killed after your workouts, which we don't really want that, do we?
No, definitely not. And mum can get very busy and very, very hectic. So we do want to make sure that we've got enough energy for that, definitely.
Yeah. So what would be your top tip for weight loss?
Oh my gosh, that's a very broad question. I think
there is one out there.
Honestly, I think it is self-empowerment, and it comes down to the relationship that you have with yourself, your self-worth, which also probably stems with the mindset that you have towards living in a healthy body, in a healthy space, with a healthy mind. Obviously nutrition is key. What goes in, it gives us the energy to get through the workouts, to get through the days, the daily grind, etc. But again, what I've learned over, I've been coaching women now quite intensively over the last sort of 7 or 8 years, and it all comes down to women not feeling worthy, not being nice to themselves. Like, women will send me their before photos and they'll be like, oh, gross, I can't believe I'm sending you these photos. I hate looking at them. And this is how women are talking to themselves. So I feel really sad, because it's rampant, and women are looking at themselves in a really mean way and saying mean things about themselves. And, you could be the prettiest, girl and have the bikini body and be flaunting that, and you could be miserable on the inside. So it doesn't matter what's on the outside, how you look, it's how you feel. So I definitely now, I have a holistic approach to the way I coach my clients, to my messages. And, you won't see me, smashing my clients with training and talking. I talk about nutrition a lot, but it's this constant self-empowerment reminder, and building up their self-worth, getting their negative talk to the side, and trying to focus on saying nice things to themselves, and reminding themselves, of how amazing they are, and that they're more than just a body. And, so, yeah, I think that it's a big hole that with women with social media, it's quite rampant that women are comparing themselves to bodies and going, I want to look like that, and if I look like that, I'm going to be happy. But it's actually a process to happiness. It's not just looking a certain way.
Yeah, absolutely. I've worked with women who aren't happy even after they change how they look, and I think trying to get that perfect look that really in reality it isn't real or perfect, it's the perfect angle in one particular position with a filter that some people are aiming for, which is a bit of a shame. But
yeah, it's just it's unrealistic to compare your journey or your story or your body to anyone else's. And that's all women are doing these days, is they're looking at, it's great to look at someone for inspiration, don't get me wrong, and that's what we need: guidance, inspiration, motivation, encouragement, support. But then the downside to that is, or if I do exactly what she does, I'm going to look like her, and then I'm going to be happy. And it's just not the case. And there's a lot of work that women need to do aside from just training and exercise, and that's the healing journey, the acceptance journey, the self-love journey. And I've been on that for since my son was born. I started sort of really diving into a lot of healing from my childhood and past and stuff, and it's been huge for me. But it is worth it. But it's an investment in yourself, and it's something that a lot of women are probably a bit too scared to do because it's the unknown. But at the end of it, you do feel better, and you feel more confident, and you look in the mirror and you don't pick yourself apart. And I think it would be great to get most women or all women to that stage, but it is a process.
Yeah, absolutely. So for mums, what do you think would be like the best kind of exercise for them to start with?
Yeah, obviously, like different stages of being a mum. If you're just postpartum, I'm a huge fan of Pilates, walking, taking things slow, rebuilding the core, the pelvic floor, and taking things slowly. I do worry when mums jump straight back into, burpees and jump jacks and running, and they hit the pavement, and I'm like, no. But so allowing your body to heal and to rebuild yourself in that way. But I'm a huge advocate, and always have been, of weight training. So I believe in resistance-based workouts. So say with my clients, I schedule in with their programming 3 to 4 resistance-based workouts a week, and we might do like a leg and booty day, with some core, then we might do upper body, and we might do a full body, and then sort of like a HIIT session. So we're sort of trying to mix it up, but only four workouts per week. So I believe that's the best way to boost your metabolism, to change the shape of your body, to build the lean muscle, which is in turn going to help you burn the body fat. So that's I've been weight training now for many years, and that's my go-to. I love it. But I do also love yoga and Pilates and everything else. But for changing the shape of your body and getting stronger, and women like the word tone. So, to tone up, which is just changing the shape of your body, weight training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I love advocates for weight training.
Yes.
So I know that you probably don't like the top questions, but what would be your top nutrition tip for weight loss?
Yeah, I think the first thing that I notice with women is protein, and they don't eat enough protein. So making sure that you're getting your protein in every single day. Just as an example, some of my clients, when they send through their stats, they could be sitting at around a third of their protein daily intake of what they should be on. Protein is the foundation, it's the building block, it keeps you fuller for longer. So, I always up protein and making sure that women are getting protein in, because it's the like the starchy carbs, the processed foods that you eat that don't keep you full, so you get hungrier later on. And so if you can eat, I have protein breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe, and protein shakes as a snack and stuff like that. So that's my number one tip, really, honestly, because if you're not getting enough protein, you'll eat more, and if you eat more, you're over your calories, and that's when the weight gain sort of starts to happen. So and my second thing would just be to understand the value of the food that you're eating. So most of my clients track their food on MyFitnessPal, so that gives you an idea of what's going in, because sometimes you might go, oh, this is really healthy, and then you scan it and you're like, oh, it's like really high in calories. And doing like at the moment, keto or whatever, there's these fads out there. I don't believe in cutting out any food groups. I'm a advocate of eating, carbs, fats, and proteins.
Yeah.
But if you are eating healthy fats, let's just say they're very high in calories. So you might think that you're doing a good job by cutting out all the carbs and having heaps of fats, but then you're overeating in your calories. So it gets confusing, and then people, end up getting bored of sticking to that one thing, and then they usually fall off the diet, binge, put the weight back on, and then start again. So to stop that, there's no scaremongering around food groups. It's making sure that we have carbs around training and getting enough protein in throughout the day, and obviously green leafy vegetables and fruit, and just making sure that we have a lot of color to our diet as well. But yeah, they're sort of my hot tips.
Thank you. Yeah, that's really good advice. And yeah, I absolutely agree 100% with you. Now, I know that you have a challenge that you run for a flat tummy. So I wanted to just be a little bit sneaky and ask you a question about what would be your best tip for getting a flat tummy for mums.
Absolutely, yeah. So obviously it's the stuff I spoke about before with the core work, the Pilates, but really knowing how to activate your core, because sit-ups and stuff are great, but if you're not activating your core through everything that we do, whether it's just sitting in the car properly, whether it's just, like people don't sit upright and not, with good posture and their core activated, they slouch and everything's disengaged. So making sure that you can activate your core properly then in turn helps with every exercise that you do. But a flat tummy for mums comes down to working every aspect of the core. So we've got your front abs and your obliques, and then we've got lots of different, so it's about mixing up that type of training with your core workouts. And again, it comes down to your nutrition. So if you've got a lot of belly fat, you've got weight to lose, you need to look at what you're eating to drop the belly fat to actually show the flatter tummy.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said before, just tracking initially to start with can be a really good insight into where your calories are coming from. 100%.
Absolutely.
Well, I think we've covered so much here today. Thank you so much, Justine. Would you like to talk a little bit about your upcoming challenge that you're running?
Absolutely,
and your free gift.
Yeah.
Sorry, your free gift.
Yeah. Thank you. So I run a free challenge for you ladies who are listening. It's called the 10-day Flat Tummy Challenge, and you'll get 10 days of emails from me with core workouts, how to activate your core properly, anti-bloat recipes. So I'm a big advocate of anti-inflammatory foods, mindset chats, goal setting chats. So basically, it's 10 days of, we don't get a flat tummy in 10 days, but it's 10 days of information around building, a stronger body, a stronger core, and things to assist you with that. So you guys can register for that. It's completely free. And I run a challenge called Fem30. So my company name is Fem, Female Empowerment, Movement, Mindset and Education. And I've come out with a 30-day program at the start of this year which was a roll-on from Running Femme last year. So I do a 30-day program where we focus on movement. So we've got resistance workouts that are live streamed, yoga that's live streamed. We do Pilates, and you get your nutrition guide, a 30-day step-by-step nutrition guide, mindset chats with me, forum support, email support. So it's basically all mapped out for you. And it's only $97 for the 30 days. And this is a way for me to give women a reset phase and a way to, 30 days isn't a long time, but it's long enough to really make some good positive changes towards your health with your habits, etc. So I set it up this way to make it achievable for women because I want them to feel successful. And it's all laid out, it's all structured in a way with, my years of experience. I've put it all into this program, and we use a holistic based methods to get the results, losing the bloat, flattening the tummy, getting fitter, feeling stronger, gaining confidence, gaining energy. And the next challenge will be, I run them every month. So there's one coming up at the end of July, and then the one after that will probably be September. And that might be my last one before for 2021, before I pop the baby out.
Very exciting. So for anybody who wants to download Justine's 10-day flat tummy challenge, the link will be below this video. And thank you so much for coming and joining us, Justine, here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And also thanks, girls, for watching. And please be sure to stay tuned for tomorrow's upcoming interview. And I'll see you then.